On this week's episode of Kickin It Wit Killa, I have my homie. It's been a long time. E Ness. We're gonna talk about his journey, and he's gonna give you some advice on should you do rap battle or should you create music. I don't know. We'll figure that one out. We got all that and more, so make sure you pull up your seat, spark that brain, and let's kick it.
We kicking it, kicking it, kicking it. We ain't taking no L's. I don't care how they feel.
My guy E Ness, what's going
What's
on, brother?
going on, Killer? It's
Yeah,
been a minute.
it's definitely been a long minute, man. Before we get into the business, before we find out about what's going on with you real quick, I like to do this thing that we call the quick kick. All right. So essentially what happens on this thing right now, since you in the rap battle and all of that, right? We're gonna talk about the historical rap battles.
All
So I'm
right.
I'm gonna name off two, but you gotta pick one and let me know which one you like better. All right. Karis One versus MC Shan or LL Cool J versus Kumo D.
I like LL versus Kumo D. Both is classic, but the LL and Kumo D battle was closer to when I start getting into hip hop and really understanding and comprehending what was going on. And the time that I was, finding myself in hip hop, that was like the biggest battle. That was as big as Drake versus Kendrick at that time.
They were able to actually go back and forth too. Like I almost feel like the Karis One MC Shan was almost one sided in a sense, right?
Yeah,
That LL and Kumo D John, like they both was going at it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, well, definitely LL. He stood the test of time. I mean, so did Mo D, but LL really stood the test of time in so many genres and so many years and decades of music changing, and he stood around. So yeah, I declare LL Cool J is the winner of that battle.
Jay-Z versus Nas or Ice Cube versus NWA.
I go with Jay Z versus Nas. It's just more impactful. Just Jay Z being iconic and Nas being iconic, and it's two titans. No disrespect and taking anything away from Ice Cube or NWA because they are both icons and they're respected, you know what I'm saying, areas also. But Jay Z and Nas, Ether, Takeover,
Yeah.
just legend, man. Just legendary,
Shoo.
man.
We're gonna go into one more for you. All
Okay.
right. We're gonna go back to LL. So we got Cannabis versus LL or 50 Cent versus Ja Rule.
I'm gonna go with 50 Cent versus Ja Rule. I don't know if you know or not, but early on in my career, I recognized 50 as being a titan, one of the titans of hip hop. Go back to my Hollow Man battle. I said, outside of my squad, all I fuck with is 50. And I don't even know him. So I don't even join him. So I seen something in 50, even though he was older than me. His rise, his resiliency, it just stuck out to me from being that guy that was kind of shunned upon on in the neighborhood and everybody turned his back on him. And I kind of shared that parallel story. I went to jail, you know what I'm saying? I got locked up for a year. I had a promising rap career. I was signed to Black Key Productions. That kind of hindered my process, but you know what I mean? All in all, I figured it out. But 50's story is kind of parallel to my story. I always was a big 50 Cent fan, still am to this day. Shout out to 50, the whole unit, you know, 50 Cent.
G Unit was for my time before I even moved out to Delaware, right? So where I was from, dealing with between Queens, New York, and Springfield, Massachusetts, right?
Okay.
Um, G Unit was running the streets, man. Like, and that's way before M decided to sign them, all that stuff like that. They would drop a mixtapes back and forth, and like we were just waiting for the next mixtape to drop,
They were
and they
definitely
were
running
running
the
the streets
streets.
at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were running the streets at that time. That was something. Looking back, what would you say was the moment that stood out the most for you? Right, we're talking about way before making the band. Like, what was it that made you different? That first of all made them decide, okay, let's grab E Ness and bring him on to this show.
Well, before making the band, I was just grinding in the street. I come from the DVD era, the mixtape era. One of my defining moments before I actually made the show, it was two actually. It was coming home from jail and signing my first production deal to Black Key Productions. Black Key was a producer in my neighborhood. He went on to produce two big singles for DMX on the Great Depression album, which titled Who We Be and We Right Here. It helped push the album to platinum. So that was my first real lesson or crash course in the music business, actually signing a production deal contract. Number two, little bit before that, we had Kinko's. Back in the DVD era, you had a multiple DVD burner. So what I would do, I would put six between six, seven, 8 songs together and put them on a mixtape, burn them, do the cover art myself, press them up, and I would actually sell them in the street, and people would actually buy them. So at that point, I knew that I had something. When people would actually pay me money for a mixtape of all me, no features, no celebrities, no nothing, that was a defining moment.
I was just talking about this in a prior interview. We were talking about, does he prefer the mixtape era or the streaming era that's going on now, right? And I think a lot of people missed out on that mixtape era because that was such a good time. That was like such a good time. And just like you were saying, right? You know, getting your joints together, making your own covers, printing out multiple CDs, getting out there, getting it out to people. People were looking forward to that, right?
G Unit mixtape era, the Dipset mixtape era, the Locks mixtape era, you know what I'm saying? All that. The DJ Who Kids, the DJ Sycamores, it was like 1,000 DJs around that time, and they all had instrumental CDs that they would drop. So this would be my way that I would get my reps up. Like how you working out, you doing reps. I would take each whatever John, how many Johns with it, and I would at least write a 116 to every beat on all the track lists, whether I liked it or not. And that helped me in writing. I say that to say this. I would say the DVD era is mixtape era is the best because it made us into entrepreneurs by fault because we all had our own product, our merch, and we was out there on the street selling it out the trunk. Now everything's more digital. But back then, Dipset could run up 10, 15,000 in one of these hit towns doing a show, selling the merch and selling the CDs and selling the DVDs.
Yep, and there was more money to be had at that time too. Let's say you're selling, the mixtape for $5 or whatever, right? Definitely way more money that you're making now comparison to what you're getting per stream out there. You know what I'm saying? So
For sure.
that era was definitely a good era, and I wish we could bring it back. I think we could bring that back. Be honest with you, like people are into the what they call the vintage. That's what they would consider the vintage now, right? People
Yeah,
are
yeah,
into that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that everybody can definitely bring back. You know what I mean?
for
So
sure.
so we found out what happened before making it a band, right?
Hmm.
And we know everything that happened during, as far as what we saw televised during making a band. Let's go
Right.
behind the scenes of that whole situation. Like, how did you even get onto the show? Was there like a music submission portion of it? What was it like once you got, you heard back and like, hey, we want you on the show? Bring us to that whole process right there.
I always kind of like compare my situation to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It was like a golden ticket type of thingy. It was only, even though 40,000 people auditioned worldwide, they was looking for something specific, and you had to have those qualities. Just behind the scenes, it just was a hurry up and wait type of atmosphere wherever we went, and it was always the danger that we could be sent back home. So they always kept us in our p's and q's. And just to elaborate on that, we was young, so we didn't know. So everything was hurry up and wait, like I said, and be happy to be here type of energy. But once I start finding out the business a little bit more, just start going down that rabbit hole, I start realize the business was lopsided, or was one sided rather, and it kind of turned me off for a minute. But being that this industry is so vast, you don't have time to think. You only have time to produce, put out records, and be that artist that everybody pays you to be. So it's like a conflict. But behind the scenes, it was great. The camera showed a lot of bad times, but they did. We had twice as many good times.
And they probably just sold the bad times because we already know that drama sells, right? So
Drama
so they're
sells.
definitely, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So that's exactly why they decided to probably push a lot of that some of those bad times comparison to the majority of good times that you were having there. So
Hmm.
it's fair to say that during that process of being at making it a band, you kind of learned a lot. It kind of helped mold you into the E Ness that we have now,
For
right?
sure. Yes.
So when we think about it, you're respected, number one, with the recording, on the recording side of things with music, right? With rap and
Mhm.
everything, as well as respected in the rap battle side of things, right?
For sure.
Which is
Yeah.
which is rare, right? Let's think about that.
Yeah.
Like, it's really rare because a lot of times you got people that are that can kill it in the rap battle situation, and then they try to make a song and it's just like, that's not it. You know what I mean?
Usually, the natural ascension of artists if they start out in battle rap is to leave battle rap to have a full blossoming recording career as an artist. But me, I'm I pride myself on if I'm a rapper and I can do it all, then why not do it all? Because we only got one life. Battle rap keeps me sharp. It keeps my pen sharp. It keeps my mind sharp, and it's just like being a lawyer in a courtroom. You know what I'm saying? And being fast on your feet, being able to rebuttal, being able to keep the crowd involved with your round, and being able to take a punch and not get rattled by another person's round. So it builds confidence, endurance, and just a tough skin. For all of the fans that didn't catch my first part of my career, battle rap was an awesome way to reintroduce myself, or not re or for better word of saying, reintroduce myself for the first time to the younger generation.
I've seen a lot of battles that you've done, right?
Right.
What would you say is the battle or the person that you battled that probably, you feel like probably pushed you the most? You know what I'm saying? That made you be like, okay, all right, I need to be on my game on this one. Like, what would you say, would have been that battle for you?
Couple names come up when you say that, but only one name came up immediately, and I'm gonna go off impulse. Tay
Right.
Rock. Tay
Okay.
Rock,
Okay.
and I battled Tay Rock this past March 9th, actually, Biggie's
Biggie's, yeah.
celebration of his passing in Brooklyn. So that was like iconic. But Tay Rock is one of those guys. He's well respected inside the battle rap culture as well as outside the battle rap culture, and he brings a lot of awareness and promo to battle rap to people that wouldn't particularly like battle rap. So he made me push my pen to the limit, even though I'm a 20-year vet. I've been doing it before a lot of these guys been doing it, but that doesn't say that they're not good respectfully in their areas. But in our culture, which is a predominantly black culture, we view older as less valuable. And I'm one of those artists, those seasoned vets, because I don't like to say old artists, or I like to say seasoned vet. I'm one of those seasoned vets that stood the test of time, that's a testament and a living testimony to that once you get older, that doesn't mean it's over. That doesn't mean you washed. That doesn't mean it's a dead end. It means second beginning, new business prepositions, new business endeavors. It just means a second lease on life.
So I agree with you, just like you were just saying. Rap seems to be the only genre that happens to be once you get to reach a certain age, they think that you can't do this anymore, right? Just like you said, right? Where other genres, rock, blues, whatever, right? You can still continue to do music up until a certain age, and they still have that same respect for you. And like they, I think I don't know if it's a thing of like showing respect to the people that paved the way before you thing or what it is. But in this music now, you've seen it now. Like you got people returning, you got clips returning, you got different rappers definitely coming back out with albums and it's fire. You got Raekwon that just dropped a new album. You got Ghostface dropped a new album. Like and everybody's dropping stuff and it's still fire, man. Definitely should not be limiting us having an age gap or a age limit for rap, man. Like keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? For just a little advice. We're gonna carry on with the battle and creating music. So for the person that's trying to decide, should they jump into the battle side of rapping? Should they jump into just creating song side of things? Like what would be your advice for that person there?
Both fields are lucrative. The more lucrative would be the bigger platform, which would be to be a successful recording artist. Long gone are the days of just rapping or battling on a corner just for the bragging rights. Battle rap has become a corporate entity within its own, and it's crossed overseas. It's in different continents now. It's in London. It's in Russia, Toronto, you know what I mean, Canada. So both fields are very promising. But I would say if you're going for the big bucks, it definitely would be a successful recording artist. But if that's not your thing and you don't like the hustle and bustle of being a popping recording artist or all the legwork it takes to be a popular recording artist, then battle rap can be a huckleberry. And I would say that because battle rap is parallel to boxing. So you know what I mean. You get half of the money, and then before to prepare and get yourself ready, and then you get the other half on the night of. Where in the show they cash you right out, and depending on your volume or your traffic or how well your record is doing, That's how much you getting paid. But that has a ceiling. Battle rap, we got people willing, like myself, such as myself, willing, almost pushing 50, and Head Ice and Swave 7. We are in the, I would say, if not the beginning, like the very tip of being at the twilight of our lives, and we still putting up numbers, and still, bringing in viewers and fans because of the personality on top of the skill set. So I would say black don't crack, but when you still got that mind and that mentality that you could still move around and still do it at a high volume, then why not? So to answer your question, I would say it's all about your preference. Battle rap is
Right.
real messy. There's a lot of trolling. Yeah, there's a lot of trolling. There's a lot of dirt being dug up and a lot of things said against you. A lot of people that's in the recording industry just can't deal with that. You have
Yeah.
whole PR teams hired to get rid of the dirty laundry, where battle rap, their whole business is dirty laundry. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it all depends on what you like. So this is a vast, 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 vast economy and a humongous industry. And we all needles in haystacks. We all trying to go viral. We all, fighting, has strong willpower and had that never give up mentality. And you could be, successful in both.
So I got one more I guess you would say fun question for you, right? If you can collab
Mhm.
with anybody, if you can collab with anybody, I mean like, it could be rappers of the past, what I'm saying? It could be, you know, people nowadays, whatever be the case. If you can collab with anybody, who would that be?
Dig my man back up. The Notorious B.I.G. That's my dream track. The
Yeah.
Notorious one.
We were talking about Biggie and how good how good he is. Number one with storytelling, right? I feel like he was one of the best rappers out there with just storytelling in the general, right? And a big and Ness track, yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be something right there. That'd definitely be fire, man.
We had one on the Biggie duet albums. They took a lot of his early materials and earlier verses in his career and scattered them over a album, 12 track album. And
Right.
I was fortunate enough to make one of the tracks, and it was actually live at the barbecue. And I got
Right.
to rap alongside Nas, Big, Black Rob. I seen a couple of other artists that was on the Bad Boy label at the time. But yeah, that was my dream joint. Even though he wasn't alive, I got to, feel that experience to be on a track with Big. Whether he didn't
Yeah.
meet me in life or not, I'm a project kid. So the expectations aren't really that high set for me. So coming from that and seeing Big and P. Diddy's success and how they brung Bad Boy together and how he was the flagship artist and blew up
Right.
with the One More Chance record and just was a household name, to actually being in those same studios that they're recording in, smoking in, and all this shit is, the whole thing is a story. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So yeah, that
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
be my ultimate if I could share the same studio with Notorious B.I.G. actually record a track there together, vibing on this, like on the same
That'd be
accord.
something. Yeah, that would be something. That'd be something. So what else we got coming up, man? Anything else coming up for you?
Yo, I got the E Ness and Friends 2, a project out right now. The lead single is called Back Home, produced by
Okay.
Black Key. Yeah, I said Black Key. You know what I mean? The
Nice,
legendary
nice.
producer Black Key. And I got Black Thought from The Roots featured on the track.
Ooh. Ooh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
called
I like
Back
that.
Home. It's out right now. Make sure y'all go stream that joint right this minute when this interview drops. And I got the Takeover Files hosted by my guy DJ Alamo, Coast to Coast DJs. We got some non-release tracks on over there that I was working on over the years, and we just decided to release them. Now's not the time to hold music, man. The internet got everybody turned up. A nobody can become a somebody overnight. Somebody can become a nobody overnight.
Right, right.
And that's just the way the balance is right now. So the the laws of probability and mathematics say the more shots I take, the better my shot gonna become, the more shots I'm gonna hit. But if I don't take no shots, I miss 100% of the shots I don't take. Feel me?
Yeah, yeah. I feel you. So you talking about and, you talk about the mixtapes, right? I watched there was a documentary that somebody put out on you. I probably watched it probably, I don't know, a year ago or something like that, right? And I got hyped a little bit. I got hyped a little bit because during that documentary, they talked about the mixtape that you and I did. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, yeah. They did
So
it. They
it
did
was
it.
like, and
They
and then
did
he
it. They
dropped the
did
rock
it.
this month. I was like, yes, sir. But that's what's
Yeah,
up, man. That's what's up, man.
make sure y'all go stream that right now. It's called E Ness, the documentary. Let Me Talk My Ish, produced by Geek Productions. Shout out to Geek. That's one of my homegirls from Philly, and we decided to do it, and it came together like it did. It was rough, but we got it out, and it's actually nominated for a bronze award from the Independent Filmmakers Guild Award this
Nice.
year. Everybody go stream it. Everybody was looking for the app that it was on. It's called Fawsome TV. If you download Fawsome TV on your phone or on your PC or your TV in your crib, it's called Fawsome TV. I'm selling cheesecake now, so make sure y'all tap in. We doing pre-orders. Hit me on the gram if you're trying to find out more details. That's at E Ness Cheesecake on IG. That's ENESSCHEESECAKE. E Ness Cheesecake on Instagram. Hit me for the pre-orders.
I'm gonna need to get one of those. I'm trying to slim up a little bit, but I'm gonna have to use that cheat day to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
that
yeah. No,
cheesecake.
no,
You know
no,
what
no.
I'm
You know, in
saying?
our age, Killer, we gotta watch our intake and our calorie intake. So this is
Yes,
for all
sir.
my this is for everybody. Everybody's invited
Yeah.
when it comes to the cheesecake. But you know, as we get older, we kind of not indulge in the things that we used to indulge in when we was a little bit
Right.
younger. You know.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right. Well, once again, man, I want to thank you
Yeah.
for coming on here, man. We definitely gonna have to work and get you on here another time, or even try to set up some way that we can get an in-person interview too. So definitely appreciate
No,
you
that'd
coming
be
on
dope.
here.
You know,
Yeah, definitely
shouts
gotta
to you,
set that
Killer,
up.
man. Shout out to my guy, Killer Noise, man. Always a pleasure. Yeah, like I said, we got to start something. We probably got to start a monthly joint. Me and you just sitting down talking about shit, man. Get this
Yeah.
media game going, man. Me and you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's do that. I'm with it. I'm with it. Definitely. Hey,
I'm
of
with that.
course,
I'm with that joint.
yes, sir. So of course, y'all were locked into Kicking It with Killa. And remember, doesn't matter what season you're in, whether it's the fallback, the get back, or the comeback, you're special, you have purpose, and go and get it. All right? It's your boy. Peace.